Hey family, Empress Vibrant here. The acoustics might be a bit crazy. We are doing decorating, so the dynamics of the videos will be different. Yes, so please like, share, subscribe, and follow. If you're not following on Instagram, please do so at Empress Vibrant, so you can watch the live daily readings at 7:30 a.m. each weekday dawning. We're going to see how these videos go this week because decorating is going on. My space is being used, and I'm using another space which will be decorated today. So it's going to be a process throughout the week. So we'll see how these videos go. But I'm about to log on to Insta, so let's get to it. Okay, so let's get into this energy. What's going on for today? Welcome to your daily reading, the 23rd of the 11th, 2020. Hey, cuz, welcome to the daily reading. This is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. However, take the messages as they resonate. And while I'm shuffling, I'll invite you to ask what it is that you should be focusing on today. So the clarity that you're after. What messages come up? Hey, hey, family. So let's do this. Okay, because it's really energy for today for the collective. What are we to be focusing on today? Yeah, but nobody came up. We got the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. So, who needs to talk? And like I've got my blue walls behind the blue. So, who needs to speak? What needs to be spoken? Let's see what the message says. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. So I'm going to say it one more time. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and honestly. I like that card. So there may be some conversations that need to be had this week. Maybe some of the things you've been ruminating over the weekend, or this possibly could be conversations that you were having over the weekend. And maybe there's some reflections about it. Or possibly be open to the fact that you will have people coming to you to communicate some types of truths. Now, they may not be the most sweetest type of truths. They may be quite harsh. They might be quite emotional when they come in to communicate with you. This could be finally you gaining that confidence to make something clear about your position, where you stand. Communicate how you wish to do something. Communicate. Yeah, I'm communicating how you would wish to be treated. Communicate how you see working together being. And this could be that you just keep it all the way 1,000 with people and just be like, because you know that you can be quite flaky at times. I'm going to need some stable and some reliability. It might be those type of conversations where it's honest, but you're being clear in your intentions. I would love to work with you. I would love to do all of these things. However, I would like some kind of some assurance that we can stick to our plans, that we can work together in a good way. So when we're dealing with the fifth chakra, we're also dealing with number 5, which is also change. So there is definitely something that needs to come up when the throat chakra comes up. That's definitely something that needs to be spoken about. This could be that there's a blockage here, something that needs to be spoken about. Once you clear the air, get off your chest what they're there, you'll find you'll feel so much better. So if there is someone that you need to have that conversation with, be clear about it. Be open. Hey, my darlings. I want to be here. And King comes. Hey, oh, hey guys, hey guys. So the first card that we've got is the throat chakra. Okay, the fifth chakra. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and honestly and truthfully. So it's all about making sure we're talking out the business. Let's make our positions clear. Yeah, because we could be quite blocked in that sense where we know we've got something to say, maybe we're worried about the outcome. As long as we're coming from a place of love, there's no need for us to worry. We must communicate clearly and truthfully from the heart, because that will support us growing in general. If people never tell us the truth, then how best are we to amend things, to see things in another way? So don't be too, what's the word for it? Don't allow your throat chakra to be blocked by being nervous of the outcomes of the things you've got to say, because a blocked throat chakra can result in inaction. Okay, fear and anxiety as well can come about as well. Divine Dawning. So just as a recap, our card, our energy today from our sacred geometry is the fifth chakra, which is the energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. So let's talk out the business today. Let's not hold back. Let's not be worried about how our truths and our communications will be taken on. It's about us being truthful and open. As long as we're communicating from the heart and are being loving in our approach, even if what we're saying is harsh or can be perceived as negative, it's the way in which we deliver that, and that is the ability to gain wisdom. To have wisdom is to know how to deal with things. And doing things a few wrong ways, me communicating in wrong ways has taught me a lot of ways in how best to communicate. I'm still on my way. We're nowhere near perfect when it comes to communicating, but I am on the way. I am more comfortable to speak my truth. I am more comfortable to not necessarily agree with the masses, and I'm okay with that. And that could be where the throat chakra is coming from. You know, everyone has this particular view, and you have one that is not the same as everyone else. It can be very, very daunting and jarring to feel like you can't speak your piece because nobody around you is on your wavelength or sees where you're coming from. So the throat chakra, talk the business, let's talk the business. So why is this throat chakra here? Wow, okay, so a few cards want to drop out. So the throat chakra is here. We've got the Emperor card. When the Emperor steps in, we know that it's all about focus. So you're not going to just be blabbering for blabbering sake. Focused communication. We're talking about using that fifth chakra. Hey, darling, we're talking about using that fifth chakra, that clear and truthful communication, so that we are able to speak our truths, be clear and focused about our intentions. What is our ambition in this particular situation? What are we getting from this situation? Am I being fed by this situation? This communication that we're having, what is the aim here? Am I communicating with you to, and like I was saying, this could be even before about working together with somebody. Look, I know that you can be quite flaky at times. I've got enough love for you, but for us to work together, you're gonna have to show a certain level of commitment. Now that could be like, oh, okay. But that is you being focused about your objective. If we're going to work together, I have to feel that I can trust you. I have to feel confident. And you must be able to feel confident in your ability to talk up the things. So if it's talk up the things Monday, let it be talk the things Monday. But as long as you know that there is a clear intention, you're not just talking for talk's sake. When you're using your fifth chakra, you're realizing that you need to be clear and truthful. So even if that looks like having a conversation that's quite difficult, make sure that your intentions are clear and that you're coming from the heart. Hey, darling. Okay, so that emperor there is all about the focus, the intention, making sure everything's above all. So this is not conversations that are sharp and cutting for no good reason except for to make yourself feel better. That's not the type of thing we're dealing with. We're dealing with that state of being able to talk your truth, get something off your chest, level with someone, you know, but coming from that place where we are focused like the emperor, because he knows, and this is not gender specific, but he knows what he's intending for. He knows what the end goal is, and he knows what wisdom he needs to show in order to get what it is that they want. And for some, this is a Five of Cups, and he said, so this is an energy where someone needs to talk about how they feel, the loss that they feel. This could be a physical loss of a person, a loss of a relationship, a loss of status or control of a situation. So like I said at the very beginning, do not be surprised if people do come to speak to you. They're needing to unblock their throat chakras. They are wanting someone to be able to have a clear and truthful communication with. So this is the time when we put our judgments right to the back and we look at everybody as an individual and deal with people from a place of compassion. Because we don't know where people are coming from, where they got their baggage from, and how they manage life. Yeah, how are they managing this loss? Is coming to talk to you a big deal? And if it is, try to be gentle and compassionate in your approach, especially when other people are coming to you to bear their soul. But if this is you and there is a need for you to say, look, I feel this type of way. I'm hurt because of this. I have this going on in my mind. I just need to make things clear. Could you clear this up for me? Be honest. Could you tell me, you know, where I could be tightening up, where you see um, where you see my triumphs are and where you see my weaknesses. All of those type of communications are coming from a place where for some it's coming from a place of loss and lack, and just to get that motivation back at some point, some people are going to need empowering. Your throat chakra is going to have to be at work for communicating clearly from a place of love, but sometimes even when you have to deliver news that can be quite cutting, it's from that place of compassion and making sure we understand what our aim is. What is the end goal with this conversation? When we're talking, are we talking purposefully? What is it, you know, what do we want out of it? Yeah, we're not just going to be talking for talk's sake. It's a waste of energy. Okay, so what we're making sure is that we're focused and intention about our conversations, making sure that we understand what our aim is, making sure our intentions are clear from the heart and are clear. That those who are coming to us, whether we are talking about our losses and the pains that we are suffering, that we feel comfortable in order to do so, to unblock our throat chakras. And for those who are coming to us, leveling with us about how they feel, this is about coming from a place of compassion, okay? And then we have passionately moving towards something. So the Knight of Swords. So I believe that this is somebody coming to tell you that, look, I'm about to do something brand new. This could be someone who's telling you that they've decided that they're just going to move out of London or move from the sticks down here, or they've decided that they're going to move to Ghana or they're going to move to whatever. And this is a swift decision. This is a passionate decision. And I think it's going to be quite a hard conversation for someone to have, because there's the element of, what do you mean you're leaving? Have you thought this through? Do you know what you're doing? All of those things. And that's why some people can be reluctant to speak up about their passions, about their dreams. Hey, my sweetie. So this passionately moving towards something, like I said, this is about the throat chakra. So we're talking about speaking clearly and truthfully. So maybe this is where the energy is coming from, that I'm about to flip things on them and I don't even know who's going to be able to manage. I'm about to flip things on and I don't know how they're going to manage. But it's all about understanding that this throat chakra, in order for us to unblock and for order for us to gain that confidence, we need to be able to speak clearly and truthfully. So like I was saying, if that's just to tell someone how we feel, whether that's to sit back and to listen and to support someone, making sure that our intentions are clear. We know what our end goal is. We know that it's about being non-judgmental. It's about meeting that person where they are, okay? So that clear communication can be had, so that person can feel comfortable to divulge, to share, you know, and if it's you feeling blocked, like this lost energy here, so whether this is a loss of a relationship, a loss of status, a loss of control, yeah, we're talking about things not going well. We can talk about those things, and we have to actually remember how comfortable some people need to be to even open up in the first instance. So it allows us to look at ourselves as well. How open are we being? You know, am I making my intentions clear? I can support you in which way I can. However, you know, ultimately, sis, or ultimately, brother, the decision is yours. But here are your variables. From my point of view, I can see this, this, and this. There's so many avenues. It's just for you to choose. It's that empowerment. It's understanding what it is that someone is wanting from that situation and how much you're willing to give as well, because we cannot be drained by this communication. But sometimes it's just for the want of to let off. Sometimes that's too much for the energy. So you have to decide that. But that's a judgment call that you make on your own, but from a place of love and also compassion. Like I said, there might be a communication that's going to be like, look, I'm about to move off the ends, I'm going somewhere else, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. And people are nervous to come and tell you about how they're going to do life differently. Have you thought about it? Do you know what you're doing now? Have you done enough research? Have you saved enough pays? All of that. And these are the reason why some people don't want to talk up. They don't want to say what it is that they want to say because they feel blocked, because they don't know what they're going to get. How are people going to respond to the way I want to flip things up and the way that I want to do things? So this throat chakra is all about talking out the business, feeling no way. Yeah, don't feel no way about it. And even if, like I said, some of the communication might be harsh in its nature, as long as you're coming from a place of compassion, you know, you shouldn't be faulted for speaking your truths, you know. Recognize it's all a oneness. Right, so what is being activated within us there? So I don't know how this setup is going to go because I'm in my son's room at the moment. Decorating is going to be going on in here today. He is in my sanctuary to make space for the decorating. So I don't know how tomorrow's video is going to look. We'll have to see if it's even feasible. If in a simid there, it's true the decorating a one and the whole place is in a mazza. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what is being activated within us today. What is the activation? Oh, this chakra. Throat. Throat. I've been really, really quiet this weekend. I wonder if this is a part of the things that, listen, I've been well quiet this weekend. I hardly even spoken to anybody. And I was all right with that, to be fair. I didn't feel like I needed to communicate. I just listened to audio books and did a lot of studying, and I slept a lot. So, you know. And those who I did speak to, I was just like, look, I ain't really got the beans in the tin like that. That's this. So the first one that we got is willingness. Yeah, so the willingness. There's a lot of glare going on here, willingness. So it says, you are able to compromise if the end result is love. See now, if we're talking about the willingness to compromise if the end result is love, we're talking about a communication, we're talking about some, this is what makes me laugh. As long as there's a willingness to compromise if the end result is love, then I would say have those difficult conversations, as long as the other person knows that if we're going to start opening up the truth can, be ready. You can't open up the truth can and be like, oh, but I don't kind of want them to say anything back to me. If you're worried about opening up the truth can and you can't manage what comes out when it's struck back at you, do hold your lips until you feel comfortable to deal with the truth. Okay, because everybody's got their throat chakra and they all got something to say. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative. Sometimes the truth is the thing we really don't want to hear, and that is just all the way 100. Okay, so when we're dealing with our throat chakra, talking clearly and truthfully, we're talking about being open, trying our best not to be non-judgmental. We are human after all, so we do have our judgments. But as we work through that, we understand that our intentions need to be focused and clear, and that we're coming from a place of compassion, that we're open to expressing our feelings, the losses, the things that didn't go quite well, being able to open up ourselves to those who want to speak to us on a more intimate level, and also being open to those who are going to come with some different kind of communication. Maybe they're going to come and tell you that they're moving out of the area, they're about to go into this new field, they're about to stop working, and there's all a little angst around coming to tell you about something, how they want to do something different. Be open, be honest, and be clear if there is any anxieties. Although I feel like this person or these people, when they want to divulge this, it's the reaction that they're holding back from. So be willing to compromise, willingness. So you are able to compromise if the end result is love. So be willing to compromise with folk today, this week, about how they, how a situation will unfold, that give and take. Okay, you do this, I'll do that. I don't really fully agree with this, but you know, can you see where I'm coming from here? You know, that compromise. We don't always have to be on the same page as each other, as long as we can respect that everyone is coming from somewhere. And although we may not understand their thought patterns, they've got this inner standing from somewhere, whether it be early childhood, through relationships along the way. We all pick up habits that we all need to drop off in order for us to grow. So the compromise needs to be that I'm also growing. I'm not where I want to be or where I feel that I am. It's not even that. Yes, it's that. Yes and no. It's about understanding we're all on a journey and nobody ain't, you know, superior to anybody else. And that's where you can gain that compassion. It's when we start feeling that we're doing better, or we have a better outlook on life, or we deal with things better, that we can have that judgment, which means it makes people uncomfortable to want to come and speak to us, because they know that there is a self-righteousness about you. There is a prejudgment because I don't do things the way that you do things. So try and be compassionate so that people are comfortable opening up to you, because those are the barriers to us communicating well and helping one another throughout our journey. So be mindful of that. And then we got joy. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. Yes. So it doesn't always have to be so doom and gloom. Sometimes the communication can be fun stuff. People want to invite you to do fun stuff, pull you out of your shell. Maybe this communication allows you now to relax. You've been wanting to have this conversation a hot minute. Now it's been had. I know where I stand. Now we can just go and full joy ourselves. There's nothing to hold back. All that time that I was anxious about speaking to you about this, or getting that off my chest, how much better do I feel now to be able to just be? Yeah, so definitely that energy as well. So I'm loving the fact that we are talking about opening up our throat chakra, being clear with our communication and being truthful. And we're understanding that for us to be at that stage and to access that level of clarity and allow for that truth. We have to be focused about our intentions and be really honest about where we're coming from when we're having these conversations. What is the outcome that we're looking for? Okay, being open to have those hard communications and being open enough to have those communications with others. There is going to be some type of message or communication that is going to come through like, what? It's going to feel fast, it's going to feel sharp, it's going to be like, have you really thought about this? But allow those people to speak their truths, because there's something that you will learn from it. Okay, and then we've got the willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Hey, sweetie. So we're talking about the willingness to compromise when we're having these conversations, when we're dealing with unblocking our throat chakra, being clear to communicate, being truthful. It's about compromising, understanding we're all on our journey and no one person is being better than another person. And that allows us to have that compassion and love. And then we've got that joy. So once we have relieved what we was holding on our chest for the longest while, we can finally enjoy. We can enjoy ourselves, the communication with that particular person, our relationship to the wider world, because now we're not suppressing the things that we really wanted to talk about. Now our throat is being released. We can breathe deep, we can talk, we can do this thing, and we can fully enjoy ourselves without having that weight on our shoulder. And then we've got compassion. We've been using that word a lot, so I'm not surprised that it's come up. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. Compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. And that's beautiful. And that's a lovely card just to wrap up where we're at. So the fifth chakra is all about us talking our truths, allowing ourselves to be open to those of our family members, people who are close to us, who wish to seek some clarity, you know. And just as in closing, I'm going to do our affirmation support in this reading. So if there's things that need to be spoke about today, yeah, even if today ain't the day you actually talk it, maybe you write that bad boy down. You have a clear plan of what it is that you want to say. And sometimes when you write it down, that's a really good way of releasing. But maybe you speak it out, you know. There are some real great ways in which we can have communication, especially with those who we can't have them in the physical. You know, these are letters that could be written out. Okay, thank you. So two's come out. Well, actually three. Okay, so the affirmation for today is, I am abundant in all areas of my life. I am abundant in all areas of my life. I am abundant in all areas of my life. I love that. I am in charge of my destiny. I am in charge of my destiny. I am in charge of my destiny. I love that. And last one we have, money is freedom. Money is freedom. Money is freedom. And I feel like we're going back to the reading. So if this has got to do with the fact that someone's going to have some communication to you about money or going somewhere, like I said, this person about to come and drop some new news on you. It could be about some venture that is out of the box, but it's lucrative. So maybe it's like, look, money's freedom, you know, there's things that we can do. So it's exciting energy. My affirmation was, I am open to receiving abundance today, and I love that. That's the energies. That is the energies. Yes, yes, we are. I am abundant in all areas of my life. Yes. Have yourself a blessed day, and yeah, have a lovely one. And I'll see you over Mikkel's live. Blessings, guys. Have a great day. Take care. So that has been the live today. I hope the messages resonated. I hope you was able to get something from it. for your more personal reading, all the information will be in the description box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So yeah, have yourself a great day. For your personal readings, all the information is in the description box below. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow. Follow me on my IG, which is @Empress Vibrant. Yeah, I look forward to doing some more personals with you guys. I've been enjoying the readings. So come on down, look, take care. Have a great day. Use those throat chakras, talk up the things. Take care.